Welcome to The Good Ride. I'm James Beastie. This is the Rome Vice, and this is the Rome Black Label. Won't be talking about this too much. This is the Katana. We'll be referencing this on occasion, but I'm primarily talking about the Vice because it's changed a good bit for 2024. I rode this with the Rome Bodega. I rode this with the Ride Torrent, the Ride Fuse, and the Nidecker Rift Lace, and tested it about a month off and on in different conditions and on a lot of different boards. Then I just kept switching out bindings all day just to see how these Vice sit on the spectrum after I rode them for a good bit of time. When it comes to weight, these are 1.8 pounds. They're actually lighter than the Katana and lighter than the Black Label. These are 2 pounds. And that's with the mini disc in and the screws in per foot. So these are only 3.6 pounds total on your board, where these are 4 pounds total on your board. Now, when it comes to flex underfoot and the butterability of this binding, it's very good. It has a soft foam underneath here that's a little more dense than this soft, springy foam that you get on the Katana. If you remember the Adidas Tactical ADV and the Adidas Xera, the foam they had in the sole there, this is the same thing. It's got lots of energy and lots of spring. This is about on par with Burton Reflex bindings and really good mini discs, where these are just almost on another level when it comes to butterability. They just make a board flex so easy underfoot that I actually almost preferred this a little bit over that for butterability. When it comes to turn initiation and response, I was a little bummed to see this ankle strap angle adjustability go away, because I loved cranking up the Vice to a higher point and getting more support and more response, and being able to lower it and get more freedom of movement and less response to match up with easier turning, more park, mountain freestyle oriented boards. I'm more mountain freestyle, not very park. I loved this versatility. And with that being gone, you just have one response setting basically. It still turned most boards I rode with very well, and it's very mid-level response, and you definitely feel a difference when you go up to the Katana or the Rome Black Label. Let's talk Highback Flex. You've got a nice, easy twist here and a good bit of give. This is really a soft high back, and I actually appreciate that. It makes the response a little more symmetrical. It doesn't bite into the calf. You can, of course, rotate the high back. Rome has excellent adjustability, so it doesn't bite into your calf as much. But if you compare this to the Katana, you can see there's a lot less twist. It still has a lot of twist though, and there's a little give here, but not much. But with this, you can see it, where I more feel it. And with the Black Label, it's just a different world, but just for shits and gigs, I'll show you what you could get if you spend twice as much on a binding. And it's a really dynamic, special, energetic high back that I really like, where usually I'm not that into ultra stiff, ultra poppy high backs. When it comes to shock absorption and dampness, this isn't as shock absorbent as the Katana or the Black Label, but it's more damp. And I actually like that. This foam on the bottom, it doesn't have that dynamic energy that this does. This just increases the pop of your board, but it also increases the bucky and bounciness of a board in uneven terrain. So sometimes that can be problematic. Overall, it wasn't a deal breaker for me at all. I loved that feel, I love that energy, but that's the compromise you get for that kind of energy. When I got into uneven terrain, I felt like the board was more quiet with the Vice versus the Katana, and that's kind of surprising. Shock absorption was very good too. I think this is an excellent binding for all day riding. When it comes to straps and supports and ratchets, the boot support with these is pretty good. I loved the old adjustable ankle strap angle here that you could put it up higher, get more boot support, put it lower and get less but more freedom of movement. But this is no slouch, and this did pretty good. I just couldn't crank this down as tight as I did with this. And then this toe strap, it has a lot of give, and when you get it right over the toe, it goes for a long time. I cranked this down more than any other toe strap. Thank God this plastic on the sides is stiff stiff and holds, but I would like to see like a slight tweak on this. It's not as bad as it used to be. I think they might have tweaked it a touch to where it doesn't continuously crank, but I'd like to see this be just a little tighter, a little less stretchy. But overall, very good support. The ratchets were good. They're not amazing, and they would catch sometimes, but I would have no problem with a 100-day season with these. When it comes to adjustability, they still have excellent adjustability, just like last time. Rome really places a lot of value with adjustability, and that's why I think these bindings and all Rome bindings are very recommendable these days, especially now that they're all a good bit lighter and got an overhaul in 2022. They have heel loop adjustability, so you can slide the heel loop in and out. Then they have gas pedal adjustability, so you can slide this in and out. So you can center your boot perfectly inside this binding. And when you have your binding centered on board and your boot centered in the binding, you have symmetrical turning. It really changes up the ride, and it's very important. And you can set this up mini disc or full-size disc. Then on top of that, you have all the cool toolless adjustability here. You can just flip these up and slide these in to get the ankle strap and toe strap perfectly centered on your boot. You have forward lean adjustability that's really easy. You have high back rotation right here, so you can twist the high back to match up with the heel side edge and get better response. Overall, the Rome Vice kind of disappointed me this year just because they dropped this cool ankle strap angle adjustability to give you more support or less support depending on your preference. And that was kind of a bummer for me. So I hope this drops a considerable amount in price. Other than that, I had a fun time on it. It didn't blow me away like the old Vice did, but it's still very recommendable.